talk right now with our fireside chat leader about how it's growing across the nation from a leadership perspective, from a documentary film perspective, as well as from a mom perspective. So I bring to you Jennifer Siebel Newsom, who is the first partner of California, as well as an award-winning documentary filmmaker of many films, and an influential advocate and thought leader on gender equality. As first partner, Jennifer is a voice and partner to moms and families through all of her initiatives, including California for All Women and California for All Kids. Jennifer is married to Governor Gavin Newsom and is the mother of 4 young children. Let's give her another warm welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You've long understood that gender justice, racial justice, and economic justice are intertwined, and that building a care infrastructure is a defining issue of our time.
Yes.
How has your experience being a mom, being a daughter-in-law, as well as a filmmaker and public figure, shaped your views about the care infrastructure, and really importantly, has been being a mom a super secret superpower that's pushing you along the way?
I love that. I mean, I think it is a superpower, especially if we tap into our intuition, because we know what really matters. Care matters. Care is everything. As you mentioned, Kristin, each and every one of us will need care, provide care in our life, and maybe at the same time. And we're living in a country that's always undervalued care. We live in a capitalist society that values power and money over empathy, care, and collaboration. And we're part of, I think, a beautiful moment in time where we are changing this together in partnership. It's what we've been trying to do in California, given the fact that the United States has no universal health care, no universal paid family leave, no universally mandated minimum sick leave or vacation days. The fact is, our society has not valued the fact that we all have lives outside of work that need to be cared for and tended to, just as we all are human beings who need to practice self-care if we're going to contribute and show up as our best selves at work. And so what we've done in California, and I like to remind people that we're flying the plane as we build it, is we've invested so much money, most recently $1.8 billion, to really innovate on home and health care strategies and communal care strategies to grow our home and healthcare workforce, to ensure that it's culturally competent, to show that this can be a career. Finally, we've unionized childcare. We have, yes. And finally, we have a $25 minimum wage for healthcare workers. So again, this is exciting because it's not able to happen at the federal level. And as the 5th largest economy in the world, soon to be 4th largest economy, with the largest population, the most diverse population, we're having to lead the nation and show what's possible when we come together and center and value care. It's high time that we recognize that women cannot hold all that we're holding, especially women of color and immigrant women. So in partnership together, I believe that it is our time, and I believe that California is doing its part and will continue to do its part to demonstrate how valuable the care economy is to not just society, but to our larger economy, that it's essential, it's part of the infrastructure that has been devalued for too long, and that things are about to change in a big way. So I'm really hopeful.
I love that answer. Thank you. You mentioned that California has been leading the way for our country, which is spectacular, the first state with paid family medical leave. And California also is a hub of culture change, of narrative shifting. We're right here in LA near Hollywood. You've done a tremendous amount of work with documentary filmmaking. How does storytelling and narrative shifting in films push real change in legislation?
Yeah.
How's that work?
So, I mean, I like to think as films, and the films that we like to make are about shifting hearts and minds, attitudes and behavior, and ultimately transforming culture. And we do that through narrative storytelling, but we do that in combination with music and beautiful imagery. And we, through the medium of filmmaking, we're able to center stories that matter. And so I had the opportunity to direct the documentary which complements Eve Rodsky's book Fair Play during the pandemic. And it's my version, so I want to say that I want you to read the book and then watch the movie because they're different. Don't think they're the same thing. They're actually different. But for me, it was my take on, in partnership, obviously, with Eve and Hello Sunshine, on what was happening in America and at home, but then what we needed to do and what we still need to do to move our society and our culture forward when it comes to care. But sometimes policy shift comes before the cultural change, or actions that happen in government. My husband conducted marriages in 2003 and 2004 to highlight the importance of same-sex marriage. And in marrying same-sex couples, was able to create a cultural recognition and shifts in hearts and minds around what was possible and what was of value in our society. So in that case, I feel like the policy piece came a little bit before the cultural change. So I do think that there's a dance, and I think what I've been trying to do out of the first Partner's office is bring my background and cultural change into the office. You know, we launched the Equal Pay Initiative, for example, to normalize equal pay and to actually encourage more transparency around pay, given the fact that, as you mentioned, we have so much pay inequity that especially impacts mothers, women of color, and immigrant women in our country. So that piece in combination with policy, I think, is this beautiful marriage, and why we're able to move the needle forward in California.
I love what you said about cultural change helping to make the invisible visible.
Yes.
And when we make the invisible visible,
Yes.
we can make the legislative changes that we need.
That's right.
To lift everyone.
That's right.
So when we're talking about California specifically and diving in here where so much good can happen, while we have a lot of roadblocks in the U.S. Capitol,
Yes.
can you share a little bit about the Family First agenda here in California and how you're doing that, making the invisible visible through both culture change and legislative change?
Yep. So I'm super proud of our parents' agenda in California. And I think, look, we came into office with 4 young children. At the time, my youngest, Dutch, was 2. I remember during the inauguration, Dutch walking onto the stage, ignoring me, and walking up to my husband, who was giving a speech, and basically asking, with his passing in his mouth, and asking to be held. And I remember being so mortified and thinking, oh my God, everyone probably thinks I'm the worst mother here possible. But really, for me, it symbolized, in the end, we were like, okay, yeah, we're a family. They haven't had a family in this office in a while, and we care about families. I mean, that's all I care about. I care about children, women, and families. Families are the backbone of communities and our society, and we've sort of rendered that invisible, not just in California, but across the country for far too long. And the Democratic Party, in particular, has lost sort of the grounding, and sorry to be political here, but has sort of lost the sort of grounding in the reality that we actually are the party of family and family values. So I wanted to take that back. And so we launched the Parents' Agenda to basically be really strategic with budget dollars and legislation to ensure that we were putting families first and giving children the best start in life in California and making it easier to be a parent in California. And so part of that investment entails before and after school, over $4 billion annually invested to ensure that children are getting the support they need before, after, and during the summer while their parents are working. We all know that. As a working parent, many of us are in dual-income households or single-parent households. What do you do in the summer? What do you do? Like today and yesterday, here I was coming to LA, my kids aren't at school. you know, and it's hard, right? Like, how do we recognize that, you know, they need childcare too? So essentially, what we've done is we've invested in that. We've invested in universal TK, the first in the country, universal transitional kindergarten. So all 4-year-olds will have school. This is an extra school year, which is such a gift to California families. We've invested in universal school meals, which in partnership with one of my initiatives, Farm to School, is making sure that your children get free breakfast and lunch at school that is on its way, if it's not already, to being fresh, delicious, nutritious, and locally sourced. I want your kids eating good, healthy, delicious food that they want to eat too, but that's not laden with toxins and chemicals and too much sugar and too much salt. We have invested in expanded paid family leave from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. So when you combine that with the disability insurance, as a woman, especially, I had, unfortunately, C-sections. My first was frank breached. And so a woman can get up to 5 months currently in California of paid leave. We've upped the value of pay for lower income workers. We have bereavement leave, 5 days bereavement leave, 6 days now of sick family leave, or sick paid leave. So there's so many things that we're investing in to make life easier for all of you and your families, to ensure, again, that you can take care of yourselves and your loved ones. There's even chosen family. So if your family doesn't look a certain way, that's great, but you get to say, well, this person gets to have the paid leave so that they can care for this family member that has that needs the care. So basically, it's a very exciting time in California history. I'm hoping, and the governor's obviously hoping, that we've institutionalized this so this carries on beyond our tenure in the administration. And you know, I feel like we need to be proud as Californians, because hopefully other states will follow suit, but again, our federal government is stuck right now and isn't able to provide this and really needs to.
Let's give it up for Jennifer Siebel Newsom, first partner, documentary filmmaker, persistent advocate for change, and for you all, for all you do each and every day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.